Join Movie Zentre here. Today I'm diving into an epic historical action flick called Dragon Blade. Buckle up for some sword-clashing chaos along the ancient Silk Road. Watch out and take care. Swords clash like thunder in the whipping sandstorm, and I'm right in the thick of it, facing off against this towering Western general from across the seas. His blade whistles past my ear as I dodge, flipping over a dune to counter with a swift kick that sends him staggering. We're both exhausted, but neither backs down, until the storm swallows us whole, forcing a tense standoff. That's how it all exploded into this wild alliance, but let me back up and tell you how a loyal protector like me ended up dueling a Roman warrior in the middle of nowhere. It started back when I was leading my squad of peacekeepers along the bustling Silk Road, keeping the peace between feuding tribes. Dust kicks up as arrows fly between those hot-headed nomads and merchants. I'm barking orders, leaping into the fray with my staff spinning like a whirlwind. One flip here, a disarm there, and I shut down the brawl before it turns into a bloodbath, but not without accidentally shaming a fierce warrior woman from the steppes. We haul back to our outpost, where my sweethearted wife is teaching a ragtag group of orphan kids from every corner of the desert. Feels like home, you know? Corrupt officials frame us for smuggling gold found on the dead bandits we just stopped. Next thing I know, my whole crew and I are shipped off to this godforsaken ruin called Wild Geese Gate, slaving away rebuilding it under the thumb of a smug local overseer and his band of roughneck workers from all over. We're grinding through the labor bonds forming with these diverse folks, Han, nomads, you name it, when out of the haze comes this massive group of armored strangers on horseback dragging a poor blind kid in a cart. The overseer charges in like a fool, and his men get mowed down in seconds by these disciplined foreigners' shield walls and spear thrusts. I ride out alone, heart pounding, signaling a parley. That's when the Western general steps up, tall, grizzled, eyes full of desperation. We circle each other, testing with feints. His sword's heavy and precise, mine's quick and adaptive. Sparks fly off every block, sand stinging our faces, until that freak storm hits and levels the field. His kid collapses, half dead from hunger, so against all odds, I wave them inside our crumbling fort. But something in his code clicks with mine. We're both exiles fighting for our people. Next morning, these Romans blow our minds with their engineering wizardry. Hammers pound, pulleys groan as they rig up scaffolds and arches that make our walls rise like magic. My men pitch in, sharing food and stories around the fire. Turns out, the Western general's crew fled their empire after his boss's psycho son. The mad consul betrayed everyone, blinded the kid, who's actually his little brother, and slaughtered their allies to grab power. They're racing to safety, but scouts spot the mad consul's horde marching our way with thousands of troops, eyeing the Silk Road for conquest. I can't let that slide. I promise to stand with them, sending a few of my guys as guides to rally help from farther east. But betrayal hits close to home. I head back to gather reinforcements, only to uncover my own second-in-command's the snake selling us out to the invaders for a shot at power. His thugs storm our village. I scoop up the orphans, but my wife, she dives in front of a blade to save one of the kids. Her last words? Protect them all. Gut-wrenching. Rage fuels me as I link up with steppe warriors for payback, but the real storm's brewing at Wild Geese Gate. Meanwhile, the Western general gets captured by the mad consul's forces in a nearby city. I sneak into the enemy camp under cover of night, dodging patrols with stealthy crawls and silent takedowns. My allies spark riots among the locals, shields clanging against spears and street brawls. I bust into the dungeon, but he's been beaten to a pulp, begging for a quick end to spare his men more horror. Tears in my eyes, I granted one swift strike, honoring his warrior's dignity. We bolt with his freed legion, but the mad consul's closing in fast. The desert becomes a battlefield. Romans in formation, nomads on horseback, crashes into the invaders. Hooves thunder, arrows blot the sky. I weave through the melee, parrying blades and toppling foes with acrobatic spins. Losses mount, friends fall left and right, the overseer and his translator go down swinging, but then reinforcements arrive, step riders thundering in like avalanches, turning the tide with ferocious cavalry sweeps. It all boils down to me versus the mad consul. He's wild, slashing with venomous fury, but I'm fueled by every loss. I dodge his frenzy, counter with precise strikes, finally driving my blade home as his empire crumbles around him. The Silk Road saved, peace restored through blood and unlikely bonds. In the end, the Emperor honors the surviving Westerners, letting them build their own outpost. We merge our worlds, honoring the fallen with a new shrine. And yeah, it echoes through time. Archaeologists digging up the ruins millennia later, piecing together our saga of unity against tyranny. And that was Dragon Blade. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more recaps.